This is a Tape Deck podcast.
Hello and welcome to We'll Run For. This is your host Tom, and with me as always are Aaron.
Hello.
Michael.
Hello.
Diana.
Hi.
The energy level, guys.
It's been a day.
It's not like it usually is.
It's been a day, and I'm also afraid of setting people off, so I'm trying to behave.
You really need to, because this is a powder keg waiting to explode.
Guys, I mean, listen, I'll just say it. It's fine, whatever. My car got smashed and grabbed tonight when I was at Orange Theory. I'm very upset. My work computer is gone. I have to replace my car window. I had to reset security on literally my entire life for the last 2 hours. So the energy level you'll get from me tonight is about 0.
Yeah, I drove in a pile of glass because I drove the car back.
Yeah.
And had glass blowing all around as I drove with no window right next to me. It was fun.
Oh my God.
Yay!
What it is.
And had to stop and get gas with a smashed out window.
God.
And pay the guy because we're in Jersey, so we have to get somebody to pump it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I had to hand him the card through a smashed out side window.
He's probably thinking to himself, this guy
Did you just stole this car?
car.
That would have been the best ending because it's not your car. Your name's not on
Yes.
anything.
Yeah.
That would have
exactly.
been like the perfect ending to that day. God.
I was like, God, I'm going to get pulled over by this stupid
Oh my God.
police on the way back home because I have a broken window.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's been what it's been. So
Yep.
listen, I just decided that I would need a distraction anyway, and we were going to record anyway a little later than we had planned, but
Yeah,
I'm
that's
here and that's what you're going to get from me tonight.
Well,
Diana and Tom are scared.
we're so sorry that happened to you.
Yes, we are.
And I don't know. I feel a little guilty because I was trolling Michael earlier today, and now I've released that badness into the world.
Oh, God.
Oh gosh.
Oh God.
Well, we hope you're doing better than us.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we had a really good weekend, and yeah, I don't know, not as eventful. I feel like I was home. Well, no, we were gone Saturday night, but
Yeah, we went to the DC Beer Fest and drank a lot of beer.
oh yeah.
Oh, fun.
So, yeah, we did that, but it didn't feel like, even though we did not come home Saturday, we got a hotel so we wouldn't have to drive. I don't know. I felt like it was a low-key enough weekend where I'm feeling like re-energized.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I started a new job, and it's finally, like, starting to make sense. So, like, unlike you two, I feel like I'm in a good place right now. Like, I'm feeling good. Orange Theory, I had a great pyramid this morning. Like,
Oh, I didn't even look because I
we
didn't
had
even
to leave class
I
early.
just had to leave class early.
Yeah, we didn't even get to. We were in the. It was the
last
very
couple
end.
minutes. Yeah, last couple
But
minutes, yeah.
I didn't get my all out. I don't think I got the last push either.
What,
I don't know. I really don't know.
where do you guys start?
We always start
Floor.
on the floor.
Yeah,
Oh,
rower.
gotcha.
So we were
That's
on the
right.
rower
floor,
today.
yeah.
It was a nice class too. I was enjoying myself this
Yeah.
class.
It was
Yeah,
a
it
nice
wasn't
ease
miserable.
back into it class.
Yeah.
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 It felt good. Oh wow.
See?
Diana, I did not have a pyramid. I had a very strange 14 minutes in the blue, the green, and the orange.
Oh,
Yeah.
weird.
Almost
It's
no.
a very
yeah.
evenly distributed, weird-looking pyramid
Yeah,
thing.
almost no red.
There's no
today,
real
yeah.
pyramid.
Yeah, and I only
happening
got
there.
red in the last 4 minutes because the last thing that you do is like all out.
which is what I missed.
Well, we had
That's
a little issue.
exactly what I missed. So I had 1 minute in the red because I think it was like the 3-minute push.
Yeah.
I at the very end of it, I hit red.
I always have so much trouble getting into the blue. Like I'm either in gray or I'm in green. Like, and I really have to work, and I have to like look at the screen to make sure I'm getting into the blue enough. And I start on the treadmill, and for some reason, like you're supposed to like walk a minute and then immediately like get into your base pace. In the last few classes, I've been walking for like 3 or 4 minutes and then getting into my base pace. So.
Yeah.
So I'm in the gray a lot, but so
Tom feels that,
I'm
right?
awesome.
Tom's always in the gray.
Oh my God, Tom went to the gym.
I did, but I was going to say, if you're joining us late, just to recap, Aaron's car got broken into, but the real crime is the amount of time that you guys spend talking about Orange Theory on this on this running podcast. That's what should be illegal.
God.
Well, it's hard to be a running podcast when I'm really not running.
Yeah.
Who are you telling? God, it's hard to get out the door.
Tom, you are way ahead of me in our craw team right now.
Oh, are you still doing that?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And every time Tom's always afraid that I'm going to catch up to him.
Yeah,
Tom, this
she's
time
not
I'm
catching
not
up.
catching up to you.
I keep
I
telling her
literally
to,
ran
but-
0 miles all weekend. I think the last time I ran was Friday morning, and I ran for like 3 miles on the treadmill.
Yeah.
And that's about it. That's about what I got.
Well, that's because I take credit for literally everything. Like
As you should.
We walk Archie at least 4 miles a day. That all goes in that crawl team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do that. So unless I go start leashing my cats and taking them for
leash
walks.
your cat.
Please
and
take
start
your cats for
walking
walks
them.
outside. Be that person.
Be that person.
I saw
I
that
would
out
die.
in the. I saw that out in the woods one time. Like
Oh, yeah.
way out, not
Yeah,
even like
I
in a
mean, I've
neighborhood,
seen-
like
Oh,
out in
God.
the woods.
I have seen adventure cats out there, like
Yeah.
on the internet and stuff. On TikTok.
Man,
There's
I don't
an
know.
adventure
Cats are
cat
not
that I
that
follow.
controllable. That seems pretty crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People do it.
Yep. There's somebody in our neighborhood that does it.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I think Jackie Cabrera does it to her cat too.
I cannot.
Kiet. So this weekend was a big weekend for races. I saw lots of people out at New York. We had
Yeah.
Wine and Dine
Yep.
this past weekend.
OC half with
with Jay Hall. We had
Oh,
a lot
yeah. I
of
was
big
just
races.
thinking, what did she run? And it was OC half.
Yeah, so we're planning to not recap Wine and Dine, but take some of the information that I got from the Wine and Dine friends, and we're going to do a little marathon preview, weekend preview, with how the new Run Disney is running,
Yeah, we'll probably drop that in like December.
which is basically it's not changed at all, but that's fine.
There's a shock.
We'll we're going to drop that sometime in December, so be on the lookout for that coming
Yeah.
up.
We went into the comments of everything, so you don't have to.
Yeah, yeah, and
It's a nightmare in there.
I surveyed a couple friends, a couple that spectated, and a couple of ones that ran. So I got some insider information. So we'll drop that out there. We're taking a little time off, right? So we have the Finish Line Feeling episode that we pre-recorded. That's
Yep.
dropping as our next episode.
We have a bunch of studios.
And then we'll do one more Space Coast review, birthday weekend, 40th birthday weekend review, because in case you forgot, it's my
I just realized that
40th
my
birthday
toe
month.
is back on screen
What?
again.
Oh God,
Guys, I'm
not
talking
the
about my
toe.
40th. I'm talking about my 40th birthday, and you're showing off your disgusting toenail.
Oh my
I'm
god.
disgusted equally by both of those things.
Yeah. So, and then we'll do a runner studio and then a little marathon preview weekend.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I did see so much footage from the New York Marathon, and part
Oh,
of me
yeah.
was like, "Oh God, should I try and do it?"
You should. It's amazing.
And then I realized, like, I
So much fun.
really don't want to be like a marathoner. Like, I've done a marathon, but I don't want to be one of those people that like runs marathons all the time.
But like, did you see Susanna do it? She didn't run a marathon. She danced through a marathon.
But the amount of work she has, if I could just go and run the marathon, that would be one thing. I don't want to put in the work. I don't. It's like a part-time job. Like, I don't want to do it.
True. It is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
so much.
Very different commitment level to like 10-milers, halves, and stuff like that. Like, you can do them and not totally screw up your life schedule.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's true.
Yep.
That is true. Tom, what else do we got coming up in December?
So we are going to do a countdown to Christmas, and this is for everybody who celebrates any holiday in the month of December. But it's going to be a advent calendar. So on our social media, Facebook and Instagram, we will post some challenge daily. It may be eat a cookie, drink hot chocolate, and watch a Christmas movie. It might be run 5 miles and draw a picture with your GPS. But we'll get creative with it, and it should be a lot of fun.
And as per usual, we have not started.
Listen, Tom's been throwing around this idea for like a month or so, maybe even a little longer. We wanted to get some audience participation, get some motivation out there. And so Tom came up with this fabulous idea.
That's a fun idea.
So
I think that's good.
Jot some things down, and you'll have to follow our social media to find out what the challenges are daily.
Although he's going to make me have to freaking run in December. And honestly, I was going to do no run December other than Orange Theory.
That's sort of our plan, actually, which...
Yeah, I think we're just going to do a long run on the weekends, and that's it.
Yeah.
No, see, like I wasn't even going to do a long run on the weekend at all.
I don't have a choice.
I
we have
marathon weekends.
I have Goofy. I still have to run that.
Oh my
I keep
God.
forgetting that this is happening.
I forgot it was happening.
I know. It's terrible. It's terrible. Speaking of marathon weekend, I think that we're going to also do a meetup.
Oh, yeah.
On Saturday in Disney Springs for any of our listeners who would like to join us. I think Michael and I are just going to hang out at the Hangar Bar and hope that people come swing by and see us. We'll post that on our social media as well.
Yeah. If you have any questions, just email or
message me because Michael will have no clue.
Don't ask me anything.
Don't ask Michael anything.
Do not.
If you would like
if you would like an answer that's accurate, do not ask me anything.
Oh my gosh, we should share what did Anna say? It made me laugh so hard about like the comments.
Oh God, I don't even know.
Instagram.
Oh my God. Oh,
it's like, so good. If you ever message us on Instagram, it's not Diana. She's not responding to you.
Yes.
I think she was gonna like create a guessing game because like Tom and I both responded to something she said, and she was like, "I could tell who responds to what." And she was like, "If it's an a-hole answer, it's Erin."
Yep, that's accurate.
I forget what she said about Michael. Oh, if it sounds like something I would say, it's Michael.
Yeah.
Yep.
If it sounds like a normal, nice human response, it's Tom.
Which is weird because I'm so mellow in my old age. It's disgusting.
And if it's Diana, oh wait, it's never Diana.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
I mean, at least we're on brand.
Oh God. That's
Seriously.
funny.
People are like, did you see in the story Aaron was talking about something? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I didn't watch. It's fine.
Oh, man.
So the other thing that dropped out was Disney and finally announced what Springtime Surprise is going to be.
Yeah. And guess what? We're actually there that weekend.
Yeah, coincidentally, we had already been booked for that weekend for his son's birthday.
Yeah. So we're actually going to be there.
I'm going to add a night, and I'm doing all the races.
Whoop, whoop. So are we. Or at least me. I don't know. Or Tom, have you committed?
Yeah, I've committed.
Am I doing the races?
I was always sort of interested, just waiting to see what the themes were.
Face.
Michael.
Sorry. Did you just see him? Am I doing the races? I think you should at least do one of them.
Well, I can't come in early.
I know that. That's why, do the half marathon.
There's a half?
It'll be before.
It's a 10-miler. 10-miler.
Sorry.
Okay, I'll do
the 10-miler.
Yeah, that's fine.
It'll be before Connor ever even becomes a live human
He won't
again.
even be a human at that point.
He won't even know.
he'll still be in a shell. Yeah,
I did ask permission. He said, "I'll be asleep. I don't care." I was like, "Okay, cool."
it's his birthday trip. So yeah. So you like the themes and all?
I like 2 out of the 3 of the themes.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I like,
the Ratatouille is the bad one, right?
yeah.
Bad.
I mean, it's
I don't know
just,
whether you call it bad.
I will call it bad. It's a stupid idea. Like they just did Wine and Dine and was
Well, yeah.
villains.
Yeah.
Ratatouille, they did it in Paris. That makes sense. They did it for Wine and Dine. It makes sense. It makes
Well,
no sense.
You know, I've
For
always said that.
spring.
And when
I
we talked
agree.
when we talked about it, that was my biggest complaint. I said that I won't do Wine and Dine until they do an actual Wine and Dine theme. No offense to the villains, I think that they're great, and I actually like the Disney villains and the theming behind it. I just don't believe that it belongs on a weekend called Wine and Dine. Like that.
How
that
many,
doesn't work for me.
No, they need to, because I guess I guess it made sense when they first switched it because it was like Halloween weekend. But we did it 2 years
But
ago,
then they
and
shouldn't
it was
call
Wine and Dine. It was Wine and Dine themed. The other like 3 times I've done it. It's just the last couple of years it's been villains.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
been like 3 years that they made it villains. Anyway, Tom, you were in the middle of saying something. We always interrupt you.
it probably wasn't important, but
You were talking about the themes.
I like the Everest 5K.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Tower of Terror 10 miler.
Mhm.
But in between there's a 10K. They should have probably themed it after a ride. The other 2 are rides.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what. Yeah. Well, I guess technically it is now a ride.
Also, the big
Ratatouille, yeah.
Yeah, the other complaint is that the Everest is a nighttime race, which yay
Yeah.
for that. But they didn't bring Tower back as a nighttime race, and people are a little disappointed about that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that would have been nice.
Also, I was told that the Everest 5K is actually kind of like the Everest 10K because you like do the course and then you have to like do the scavenger hunt, which adds like so much more to the course that you end
Yeah.
up doing the course twice.
I never did it originally, so
yeah,
I don't
I
know.
remember when it happened, but I never
Yeah.
did it.
yeah.
Yeah. But it's interesting, and I don't know. I'm excited to.
I'm excited too. I was also looking because I was like, oh, I want to do the sunrise yoga, but the sunrise yoga is on Thursday morning and not Friday morning. So what
Yeah.
what you
that's
have
weird.
to do is go to the expo. Your 5K's Thursday night, nothing
Yeah.
on Friday.
And then
Yeah.
Saturday is the next race.
Saturday's the
Yeah.
10K, and then Sunday is
The
the
10
10 miler. It's so
Yeah, because they can't do a morning race on
Yeah,
Friday
night,
because
morning,
they're doing
yeah,
the
yeah.
10 p.m. race. So you can't like expect people to go to bed at like midnight or later,
Yep.
and then wake up at like 2:00 in the morning for a Friday morning race. So there's a whole day without one. But
I would like to do a night race. I've never done a night race at Disney. I mean, obviously the marathon's pretty dark for the beginning of it, but yeah. So maybe they're just testing it. Maybe they will do like a whole nighttime weekend at some point.
Yeah, I think all of them should have been at nighttime, to be honest. But I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe the logistics of
It's just
3 nighttime
yeah.
races in a row was too much. I don't know.
I'm
It would
just
have been
trying
cool though.
to think about how Wine and Dine used to be, because Wine and Dine didn't have a 10K for a long time.
Mm.
Yeah.
So the first year Tom came and did Wine and Dine when it switched to days, it was inaugural for the challenge because all my stuff says inaugural for adding the 10K. But part of me feels like the 5K was in the morning and then the half marathon was that night.
Hmm.
And I don't
Yeah, I don't remember.
People tell me I'm wrong, but for some reason in my brain that's correct. Or maybe it was Friday morning and then Saturday night.
That
part
might
of me-
be, yeah.
Part of me thinks it was the same day, but it probably wasn't.
Yeah, I can't imagine the logistics
Yeah, I
of them
don't-
doing it the same day.
Yeah.
You know?
But the other interesting thing is that the expo is only on Thursday. Like
Oh, I
they
didn't
don't
see
have a
that.
Wednesday. Yeah, they don't have a Wednesday expo. So you have to fly in, hope your flight gets in or whatever. I mean, I guess you could fly in
No, you can
Wednesday
fly
and still
in
go.
Wednesday,
Yes, you can still fly
yeah.
in
You
Wednesday.
can
I'm
fly
just
in whenever you
saying
want,
that you
yeah.
have to make sure you have your only option though is to go to the expo on Thursday if you're doing
For
the
Thursday's
if you're doing the
race,
Thursday
yeah.
night race.
So weird. It's so weird.
So I thought that was a little strange. But,
Yeah. But they may have something going on. It's that time of year where they may have something going on at Wide World of Sports. So
yeah, I don't know.
Otherwise.
But just figured we'd mention that real quick, that we were all talking about doing it since that dropped.
Yeah. Well, we happened to be there, so it worked out.
Well, I probably would have. Even if we weren't there, I was probably going once they announced all of the...
La-di-da.
Oh.
It just worked out well that I do have to add an extra night to it, though. I got to figure that out.
I booked a room, but I guess I'll have to see how many people are coming to figure all that out.
So we're going down to Shamrock with like 1 million people, and then 2 weeks later,
Yeah.
we're going
to Disney.
To Disney.
With
I hate it.
a lot of those same people.
Honestly, you guys know I love Disney. My whole house is Disney. I have Disney tattoos. I'm obsessed with Disney. I am so irritated with the company right now. The fact that I'm giving them more money is just frustrating
it's tough.
to me.
Yeah.
Like, because I was very much, I'm not going down again until, I'm doing like a big family trip. And I was like, I'm going to go down and like really cut down how often I'm going. And then they do this and they pull me right back in. It's like I'm like in an abusive relationship. Like
with Walt Disney.
Boy.
No, with Bob Chapek.
Oh, Bob. He's the worst.
On that note.
What's everyone running for?
Well, that would require me running, but I guess if I'm running for anything, it's to find the a-hole that stole my laptop. That's what I put in my show notes because I was really mad when I was putting in the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to become a mask vigilante.
Yeah, Diana says that's just what she's picturing. Erin just becoming a mask vigilante.
Oh, God.
I don't have anything real, guys. I really don't. My brain just doesn't function right now.
Understandable.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I ran. I actually did my training run on Saturday, which is unbelievable. I did all 10 miles. And then we went to the beer fest, and I drank a ton of beer. And for those of you who don't know, I'm obsessed with Untapped, which is this app that you use to check in your beers and you can rate them and all that fun stuff. And over the weekend, I hit 4,000 unique beer check-ins.
Oh, my God.
So I was really excited. I've been trying to get to that number for a long time. And how we do it, as long as you take a sip of the beer, you're allowed to check it out, is how kind of like everyone in our circle does it. So
that
like
makes
a
sense.
beer fest like that, but usually like if you're going out and drinking. But yeah, I'm at 4,046 unique beers. I've got more check-ins than that, but that's unique check-ins. So
wow.
I'm running for all of the beer.
I don't know. Well,
Your toenail.
Yeah, I mean, that's about it. I don't know. We'll get into my whole thing later. I don't know. I'm in a weird place with running right now.
Wow, that was very all over the place.
Yeah.
I've never heard him stumble so much.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I'm at mentally with running at the moment.
Well, to piggyback off of that, and probably for much less, I don't know. I feel like you've run a lot of crazy distances that might put you in that headspace. My running has been terrible as of recent, I should say. I am running to survive the rest of what we have on calendar this year. and truly reset in the new year, because next year is a big running year for us.
Yeah.
We have
As you train for Dopey.
Train for Dopey, probably a couple half marathons, see what else happens. But we got a 10K this weekend, the Soul of the City 10K through Baltimore, which we love that race. And then we got Space Coast, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Well, we got a turkey trot, but we got Space Coast.
And if you notice, we deferred Philly, so we're out. Yeah. Done. Yeah. I'm not doing it.
Which basically we deferred Philly to free up a weekend because we've overcommitted ourselves.
Yeah, I get that.
Once again, so now we have a free weekend, and honestly, once we decided to defer Philly, my head space was so much more positive. I was like,
That's
okay,
good. Yeah.
now we don't have to do that. You know, it's costing us nothing to push it to next year. We're going to need to run a distance next year. So Philly's probably a good option. But I don't
that
know.
frees up a weekend for me too.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I hope I just survive the next couple running events. And then honestly just reset and start again in the new year.
God, I'm the only one in a good mood. I'm over here drinking coffee out of my Ewok.
You're drinking coffee.
She's drinking coffee.
Man.
Oh, I'm actually drinking tea.
Oh.
Let me state that.
I was going to say, wow, you're drinking coffee. It's almost 9:00.
No, I'd
guys,
rather be dead.
Can we have a running podcast in the new year or in, I guess right now? Can we have a running podcast if none of us are running?
No.
I mean, we're going to have to start running at some point. And I've been running.
I feel like this is relatable though, right? Like,
which is,
everyone goes through this. It's funny. Michelle K, our friend, crazy runner Michelle, who was once on an Inside the Runner Studio, she finished the New York City Marathon this week. And one of her things was that, she just feels like she's been a depressed blob in this pandemic. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I kind of feel that, like, and she was like, yeah, I was actually listening to the podcast and I felt like I was seen when you were talking about it. So you know what, like, we all go through it, and I feel like it's almost better for us all to talk about how we struggle through it, because we want our listeners to know that it's okay to struggle, and
Absolutely.
eventually you get yourself back out there and figure out how to get back motivated.
I don't know. I never struggle. I'm always a joy to talk about running with.
I'm
I'm always in a great headspace about it. By the way, I forgot how I ordered peppermint mochas.
Oh, the 10 shots of mocha?
And I was like, do I do like 2 shots of peppermint and 1 shot of mocha? I couldn't remember. And then I was like, oh, we've got an episode called 10 shots of mocha. So I was like, maybe I talk about it in there. So for like the first time ever, I went back and I listened to an old episode, literally hoping so I could hear my Starbucks order, so I wouldn't make a mistake on my Starbucks order. And I was like, it was like the Thanksgiving episode, and we had run the world's hottest turkey trot. All of us died because it was like 70 degrees, and I totally forgot that happened. I never mentioned my coffee order, but I was like super positive about running, and I was like, "What happened?" I was like talking about, like, I was like, "I lost some weight. I did this," and I was like, "Oh God." Only a year ago.
Oh gosh! All right, I don't know. Maybe we'll make it a goal at some point to get back to it.
So what?
Transitioning.
Get back to running.
You were trying to segue. I saw it. I saw it happening.
I did see it. You saw it happen. No, Michael didn't pick it up.
No. I picked it up.
Leave this
you
in.
were supposed to be. I was trying to play off your transition.
No,
it's just awkward.
Your transition
Let's just go
didn't
to
make
it.
sense.
We'll just go to it now. That's it. We're going.
Yep.
God.
All right.
We're going.
And now, it's time for our Will Run 4 Goal Getters. Congrats on making your goals, you getters. Oh, you runs this shit.
All right. So our goal getters. So we have Tim. I've been struggling to get the week started right on Mondays with my dopey training. Today, the 8th, I decided something active is better than nothing. Got up and rode the Peloton for 55 minutes to get the week going. It's less than 60 days to Walt Disney World Marathon weekend. So get at it, Tim.
Yeah, we haven't actually heard from him in a while.
He's an early adopter of the podcast.
Robert, run the bridge 10K. 3rd time's a charm. Great morning for a run at about 40 degrees, partly cloudy with a little wind. He crossed the finish line at 46:22, according to the chip time, exactly 3 minutes faster than his 2018 run. So that was an awesome win, celebrating their personal bests. And the celebration raised to a new level when age group awards were announced, including his second place of 33. That's pretty good.
Get at it.
Second place.
Yeah.
Karate Chop, who just has been slugging along.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
been,
He posts,
it's
like,
embarrassing.
how terrible he
I
feels.
told I told
gosh.
him we were calling him out last time.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like, all right.
Like, just,
I'd say it was fair.
yeah.
He
All right.
commented on it and said it was fair. It was a fair call out.
All right, 2 goals. 1, quickly get back into 5K shape. 5K shape?
What shape is he in now?
He means really fast.
means, like, really
5K
fast.
shape.
It means
right.
it means like PR kind of like shape.
All right, after months of running longer distances and the old man legs have forgotten how to run, how to turn over like they used to. 2, enjoy the holidays and take a break from trading.
Amen, brother.
Nice.
All right.
Yes, definitely do that.
Yep. Leah Miller. She had a goal to get through all the races she had this fall, a triathlon, 3 half marathons, and a 15K without developing any injuries before her goal race, the Route 66 half marathon, in 2 weeks.
Ooh, cool.
Awesome. She's achieved this goal, and now the next one is to PR the half. Not sure I will, but I'll do my best. We're cheering for you, Leah.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All that with no injuries. That's actually impressive. All right, Jennifer Cook. I'm proud to say that I'm sticking to her 1 day at a time goal and not getting in her head when a day doesn't go as planned. Oh, we were just talking about that with diet and exercise. I just want to keep on track because it feels good and sustainable. As for candy corn, and she's got a little barf face. All right, we got.
we'll get into why.
Oh, Jesus.
Why is there a
my
barky
God.
face, Michael?
And then, God, I like candy corn. And then
too.
Run Eat Drink podcast. I'm so excited for them. Amy and Dana got out there at Wine and Dine weekend and completed the 5K and the 10K. And it was
Yay.
Amy's first 10K after knee surgery.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yep.
Good job. Very
Yeah.
good job.
And she says it felt so good to be back. I love that.
And a happy belated birthday to Dana last week as of this coming out.
Yes. We got Jack, who last Sunday also ran the Bridge 10K. Was a good race for the local running group, Run 856, which Robert is actually part of as well. Most importantly, we got to do the race in which we run across the Ben Franklin Bridge in person together again. And he mentions Robert and I placed second in our respective age groups. Oh, nice. Both of them got second place in their age groups. That was a goal I've chased for years and a handy proof of time if I wind up doing the springtime surprise in WDW. We hope you do. We'll be there.
Well, you know what would be funny is if we ended up seeing Jack in Disney when we
We
literally
live around the corner from him.
live around for you.
We literally run the same Cooper River loop. We haven't been there recently. We haven't been there very recently, but anyway, yes,
We used
that would
to,
be
yeah.
hilarious. Jennifer L. from the BRFs. Her goal is to finish the year with consistency, getting it up and out to run at least 3 or 4 times a week. She needs to push herself not to get derailed by the cold. Ooh, and the dark. Yeah, that one's tough. As
Same.
for candy corn, you can keep that crap. It's disgusting. Tab runs late. Tabitha, her A goal is to be cleared for light interval jogging by Christmas. She just had some surgery, and she's had to break from running. So she's
Oh,
looking
no.
for light interval jogging. She still somehow managed
Heal
to
up.
walk the Wine and Dine 10K, though.
Oh, good
so
for her.
good for her. Her B goal is to avoid Anna's candy corn.
I like candy corn.
Yeah.
It's delightful.
People are crazy. Is Anna right for once? What is happening?
No.
No.
Don't
No.
give her that. Do not
Okay.
give her that.
Lisa knits and trains. I finished my longest training run, 20 miles. Woo woo! Before Space Coast. I have the noon half this weekend. My goal is to get to Space Coast without injury or sickness, to meet you all before the race, and to finish the marathon without timing out. She's probably going to meet us after the race too, because we're going to take just as long to do the half marathon as she takes to do the marathon.
Oh my God.
Oh, yep.
Michael's already mad. You're already annoyed.
Yeah. Vicky. Earlier this year, she set a goal on running 1.5 miles for job testing at a 10:45. She hit that goal in April. Then August, she shattered that and ran a 9:35.
Wow.
While at the police academy. She recently unofficially hit her half marathon goal time of 1:30.
Nice.
Gosh, darn.
Yeah.
Lord.
I had to run both my half marathons virtually this year due to the new job. In September, she ran a 1 hour, 29 minute, and 50-second half. 2 weekends ago, she ran it in 1:26:26.
Nice.
Wow.
God, that's my
That's
10K
actually-
pace.
Yeah,
My
that's like-
Lord.
Cooking.
She
Wow.
ran the second one entirely on an indoor track.
Nice.
My gosh, thank goodness for my Hamilton playlist.
Mhm.
She doesn't count it as officially hitting her goal since it wasn't on a course, but it shows her that she's definitely capable of doing it. So she's been chasing this goal since the first time she started running half marathons 8 years ago. Man, that's amazing.
Knocked off a full hour since then.
Gosh, I
Yeah.
can't even imagine.
That's
Yeah,
so awesome. Wow.
crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
How do we think that we say this screen name? Guys,
I was gonna.
we've got a new
I was gonna
inst-
try, and then I chickened out.
I know. Guys, we've got a new Instagram handle. I know that it's Anna's friend. I want to say Brittany.
Look,
and
Instagram
maybe I'm
handles
wrong.
are dangerous around here. That's all I'm going to
It's
say.
Be-Lea-Go.
Oh, okay.
Be-Lea-Go? Be-Lea-Go? We're not
Maybe.
sure. You're going to have to correct
God.
us
I
think
because
that's
we're
just
totally saying
Lee.
it wrong.
Yeah, it's Lee.
Lee?
Lego.
Lego. Be-Lea-Go. All right. I don't know.
Look,
Listen.
things are sketchy when we start saying the
Just,
Instagram
yeah,
names.
like
Let's
don't.
just-
If I said it wrong, I'm sorry. But her goal was met this past weekend, and Anna Runs on Coffee did not share her candy corn. Jerk. But the goal was to run a half marathon pregnant, and it was a success.
Oh, great job.
My gosh.
Congratulations.
everyone's
Pregnant
out
ladies,
there.
man.
Everybody's running half marathons pregnant.
Perfectly Imperfect Maria says, you know what? I don't need goals this weekend. I'm good. Hashtag keep your trash candy.
That's a hot take.
That is a
That
hot
is a hot take.
take.
Which is weird because Maria
And
is very
to me, that's fair.
reserved.
You know-
she's reserved with her points
fair.
of view.
You know
Usually,
what?
yeah, she's
Honestly,
very
guys,
quiet. Yeah. Candy
I'm
corn.
gonna eat some right now.
You
I'm
know,
eating
I'm
some
gonna get
now.
ours too.
Oh,
I am
you
too.
want to know why
Yeah.
we have some? Do you want to know why we have some? Because some a-hole named Anna Runs on Coffee mailed me some.
Well, that sounds like a delicious treat for you.
Oh, that sounds like
That sounds very kind.
a nice friend sending you a nice treat.
Anna Runs on Coffee says, how dare you, Michael? How dare you? I don't share. Sharing is caring, and the evil queen don't give a blankety
Oh, my.
blank blank.
So for those who don't see Instagram,
Yeah.
our Goal Getters post this time, I made a little video of Anna Runs on Coffee.
She was dressed as the evil
the evil
queen
queen.
for Wine and Dine.
And put a giant, I'm eating candy corn right now, and put a giant candy corn in her hand. And
said that she was going to share her
Yeah.
candy corn with all the goal getters.
so candy corn is delicious. That's why you're listening to us eat candy corn right now.
I
You wanna
told
get the point.
Perfectly
It
Imperfect
is delicious.
Maria that I would send her raisins instead if she gave us a goal getters, and she said no.
Oh God.
Oh, look, we have another one.
Before we get into that, I actually just noticed. Speaking of Russell, that we mentioned at the beginning of Goal Getters, he's out there running and just did 2.5 miles. So
Nice.
give him a little shout out because I know he
nice.
had an injury which has
I
prevented
hope,
him from running. So he's back out there.
Yeah, send us back some of your feedback again, Russ. We miss you. Also, we have one last goal getter written here
New
from
person.
a T. Stover that says, long-time listener, first-time caller, considering a half in every state before my 50th. I'd love
What?
to hear you brainiacs weigh in on this idea. Also, if candy companies could somehow put raisins inside of candy corn, that'd be swell. T. Stover, that is another hot take.
Another
That's
hot
interesting.
take.
That's interesting.
So I have a real question, though, for this
Yeah.
T. Stover. is this half in every state before the 50th birthday a real goal getter?
Before
I
he
don't
answers
know.
that, I'm going to
Idea.
answer that. And the response is he's been running for like 5 years and has run in 3 states.
It's like
3.
Oh my god.
it's more
So-
than that. It's more than that.
By math,
Oh,
Well, you got Virginia, Maryland.
he's never run in Virginia. Oh no, you were in Virginia
Shamrock.
Beach. Okay, 4 states.
Florida,
Ohio.
Flying pig.
Ohio.
Ohio. Flying pig.
Pennsylvania.
No, he's never run in
done a half.
Pennsylvania.
I've never. But
never
I was
done-
going to do Philly.
He didn't
Gonna do isn't doing.
No, he didn't do
No.
bird in hand.
No.
Paris.
He was just at bird in hand.
I didn't even do Paris.
I was going to say he didn't run Paris.
California.
No.
No, too early on.
Are you going to
Yeah.
do a
Yeah.
half in every state, or are you just going to count a run in every state?
No, it would have to be a half, but
Okay.
it seems
By
seems like
60,
a lot.
maybe. It seems like a lot. How old are you?
Old enough. I would have 7 years. 7 years to run
47 states.
43 more half marathons.
Oh gosh.
I can't do math.
It's possible.
46.
It'd be like
46 states.
7 to 8 states a year.
Yeah, and you have to
Seven
get back. That
states.
means you have to hit Alaska and Hawaii too.
It seems really expensive.
Yes.
It's gonna be
Yes,
expensive.
It would be
yeah.
expensive. For sure.
The problem with doing it in that amount of time is you would end up doing a lot of crappy races just to get them in, and you wouldn't enjoy it as much.
Yeah, I mean, I still have a race in every state eventually that I'd like to do. But I think I'm on like state, I think I'm somewhere around 15.
Yeah, I'm in that like range too for marathon or greater, like 15.
Well, I did half or greater because I had started with a half in every state originally. And then I started doing stupid long distance. Anyway, we should probably get into Batona soon because it's already like 45 minutes into
It's
this
not going to be
episode.
long. Don't worry.
Hi, everybody. This is Tom. As part of a hugely successful running-focused podcast with a global reach, we put a lot of faith in our feet. But do we really appreciate them? If only there was an online platform where you could sell or purchase quality feet pictures. Well, here it is. Welcome to Only Yams. Feet dipped in mayonnaise? 10 toes with 8 toenails? Ashy heels? Hairy toe knuckles? Webbed? We have it all. From petite feet to the biggest husks, we have everything that you're looking for. Completely anonymous. Buy or sell without the smell. Only Yams. Try it today. So consensus is it might not be the best idea to try to get 43 marathons, 43 states,
46.
I don't know.
46 states in
If
the
you
next
ask,
7
like,
years.
If you ask somebody like Susanna, she's going to tell you to go do it. And I can guarantee you that's going to be her feedback as soon as she listens to this episode.
I don't think
Do
the
it,
running them
but-
is the issue, though. It's the travel that's the issue.
Yeah. When simultaneously, I also sort of resent the fact that we take vacations that have running involved.
Yeah, and then he complains about him. He's like, "Can't we do a vacation where we don't run?" Like
Now he's
he
now he's
says it
pigeonholed
all the
every-
time.
This would be literally every vacation would be a running vacation.
He says it all the time.
Which is why I wanted to bring it to the group.
Like by 60 would be fine.
God.
Are you still gonna be running at 60?
Are we gonna know each other at 60?
I don't know. If we're doing it by the time you're 50, we're gonna be bankrupt. We're gonna have a reality show, and it's gonna be like how these two assholes went bankrupt.
Oh, my God.
You're gonna have to sell a lot of feet pictures. All right, Michael.
Oh God!
Let's
yeah.
get into Batona.
Do we have to?
Yeah. Yes, because I haven't heard. I've resisted asking you questions, so I want to hear all about it. But
I
maybe
actually
let's
was
hear about
wondering-
like Erin and her volunteer experience too.
Yeah, I was wondering whether today was too soon
Probably, but we'll
for
talk about it.
this.
Oh, it's Is that fresh? Stings.
Yeah, I think
So
this one stings a lot for him.
What was the race?
The Batona Trail. It's a 55-mile race in South Jersey through the Pineland Reserve, which is a large swath of pinelands in New Jersey. It's very flat, very sandy. It's where we run regularly, although we haven't run there that much this year, oddly enough, because we did all like climbing and stuff like that. But yeah, we usually run there pretty regularly. It's local. It's kind of been a goal thing from when I started trail running, like mildly. I'm not sure if it's still a goal or not, or even was at this point, or something I felt like I just had to do. But yeah, that's basically what it is. Vanessa runs the race.
Yeah, it used
East
to
Coast
be
Productions.
done by a different race director.
Yeah, it's not that old, the race, but people used to do it
2018,
on their solo and stuff.
In 2018, Vanessa and John from at that time Batona Trail Races, which was rebranded as Beast Coast Productions, took it over, and so now Vanessa and John run this race. The one that we talk about them all the time. We do all their races. We love them. They're great.
Yeah, they are fantastic. Yep, they're so great.
So they are the race directors. It's a one-way.
Yeah, it's a point-to-point.
Point-to-point race. So normally in the morning you have to drive all the way to the start, which is about an hour away from our place, and then they shuttle you. So you really have to get up Disney early.
Yeah.
Like you have to be up by like 2:30 in the morning,
It's
so you
like
can
an
leave by
hour
3
drive
to
from
drive an
one
hour
to
to
the other, yeah.
get the shuttle at 4 to get on the shuttle by 4:30, have it bring you up there by 5:30 and start the race at 6. It's a very like complicated beginning process.
Yeah, I mean, literally, the beginning's just kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's not like near stuff or anything. I mean, it's only the start's only about 25 minutes from us, but yeah, but regardless. So I was able to go right to the start because everyone was volunteering. So she got my stuff from Vanessa and all, so I was able to go right to the start. So the day before, we get everything set up. I packed all my stuff, got 2 vests ready so I could change out because her aid station was at like the halfway point. So that way I wouldn't really have to rely on anything. I could just, kind of go through, have 2 full bladders, just switch vests and like not really have to.
Yeah, that's
think
nice.
about anything.
For the record, this was the most prepared I've ever seen Michael get in and the entire time I've been with him.
Yeah.
Where he laid everything out and everything was ready to go.
It was, so we get there, it was last Saturday. It was cold that morning. It was like 25 degrees.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it had dropped into the mid-20s that morning there. Yeah.
It was frigid because that morning is when I did my 10-miler and I was texting everyone the night before trying to get out of it because I looked at the weather and I was like, guys, when we're planning on getting out there, it's going to be like 28 degrees.
I just want you to know that in case you want to back out.
Like just in case.
Yeah, exactly. The race started at 6 a.m., so it was dark for the first, like, say, hour-ish, around that. So, you got to wear your headlamp and all that stuff. I actually wore a jacket and pants to start because it was chilly enough, and then I figured I was just going to drop them at the halfway point or approximate halfway point, which is what I ended up doing. But I took the jacket off before that, but it was a wave start. 25 people in each wave went off, which was actually nice because you're immediately right on a little single track trail. So having the wave start made it a lot easier.
Yeah, the wave start was new to how Vanessa got her permits.
Yeah.
They were only allowed to let 25 people
Go
out at a time.
Yeah. But it worked out good because it kept the trails from clogging up. So I went out I was like third wave. I went out at the beginning of it. I actually caught up to the second wave pretty quickly because it was a pack of people in that were having trouble navigating because it was pitch black. And I guess they didn't really know the trail that well. So I passed them pretty quickly. Yeah, it went pretty well. I was running pretty decently for a while. I didn't really have any issues in the dark. My light didn't break, which was a plus.
Oh, yeah, that video was hysterical.
My light did not go out, so I could see perfectly fine. I know the trail well enough, so I didn't really get lost. I actually helped a bunch of people who got lost multiple times as I was going.
And I remember asking you guys like the first time you did like a trail race. So it's like, how do you even know where to go? And you're always like, well, it's like marked.
Well, this
there were
one's
lost
not.
people. Like
This one is not actually. This is one of the very few ones that's not.
Yeah, it's only the trail markers you're using on this one. There's no ribbons or signs or anything.
Yeah,
it is
so
only the trail
like
markings.
Tom, when you did Rockin' the Knob, you know how they have the little pink flags hanging off the trees regularly? They don't go and do this at this course. It's just literally the trail, like the trail, the green.
Yeah.
Like if it's the green trail and they have the little green on the tree, this is a pink trail.
So you follow.
So you just follow all the pink trailblazes, and that's how you know where you're going.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, a lot of people made wrong turns because I sorted out people a lot.
Yeah,
because I just especially in the beginning, there was a pack of guys that passed me 3 times.
Yeah, I mean
they just kept passing me because they kept getting lost.
At the halfway mark, which is where the aid station was, the amount of people who came through that aid station and said that they made wrong turns or they went the wrong way was actually a little mind-boggling.
Yeah.
But when you look at the race of all the people who are there was like people from Connecticut, people from
there was a
North
lot of
Jersey.
non-local people.
There was a lot more like non-local people than usual.
There's only one section I had an issue with. I actually made a wrong turn at one point, but that was just stupidity because my brain wasn't working. But and I only went I made a quick left turn just because I thought I was going in the opposite direction of what I was going in. And then I immediately was like, oh, God. And I turned around and went the other way. But no, there's one part in the dark that's just all pine trees and all pine needles. And you can't even see where the trail is because it's all freshly fallen pine needles. So it all looks exactly the same. So if you don't
Lewis and Clark, this whole thing sounds like a nightmare.
If you don't know the trail real well or kind of how it follows through there, you can so easily just get turned around in there and you're not going to get that lost, but you can easily get kind of confused in that part. But I was running pretty good the first 25 miles or so. Nothing crazy. Slowed down in some parts through the swamps. There's a cedar swamp you go through. That was the area where I kind of slowed down because there's, you're going through planks and things like that, not just running on trail. There's planks through the swamps and stuff. As I was coming in to mile 21 or 22, something like that, I get a phone call.
All right, so...
And my vest is not in the car.
So we had set up Michael's vest, and then I set my alarm for 10:30 to go to the car. I mean, we can get into the volunteer stuff later, but in the middle of volunteering, I wanted to make sure that there's a lot going on. I wanted to make sure I didn't forget that I was going to have to stop what I was doing at some point to grab Michael's vest and sort of have things set up for when he comes in. So I go to my car, and in the morning we had 3 bags that we had taken down to the car. And I thought Michael had the one that his vest was in, and he didn't. And we never checked when we got to the car. And so the one that he had set up for the second half of his race was not in the car. And I literally start hysterically crying and because I'm I don't know. In my head, this is my fault. And I'm he's going to be so upset. And this is going to ruin his entire race. And I was so upset. I was panicking. And so I called him because I didn't know, I'm debating, do I call him? Do I let him get here and find out here? But then I'm no, because it has his nutrition in it. So if he's still a little bit away and he needs to save some of his nutrition, then I need to tell him now. So I called him and told him that his vest wasn't in the car. And then I went and cried a little.
And how did you react?
I was just what the where's my vest? And then I was all right, I got to get off the phone because I got to think. And then I was getting
so then
annoyed.
He hung up on me.
Yeah, well, because you started going into a whole long thing.
Because I wanted to know whether you wanted me to go back to the apartment. I was trying to figure out where you were.
Yeah, but I needed to think.
I needed
You understand?
but I was trying to figure out where if you were far enough away
I wasn't.
that I could make it back to the apartment and back to
there would have been no way. I didn't think there would have been a way for that.
I didn't know at that time where you were. For all I knew, you could have still been like at mile like I don't know, 15, and then I would have had time.
I was probably an hour and 10 minutes out.
Yes,
from getting there,
which
so
I
there
would have
wouldn't
needed
been
like an
time.
hour and a half
at least. Yeah,
at least.
yeah. So I had to thankfully I was right before an aid station, so I kind of took some stuff there so I could save some of my stuff.
Save stuff, yeah.
And I was like, all right. So then I kind of spent the next 6 miles just trying to figure what I had, and because I had I set an alarm on my phone for every 45 minutes to take a gel or take. I had some peanut butter packets, so I would have my I would always be, have 100 calories going in. Yeah. So every 45 minutes an alarm would go off. So I'd eat. So I had a couple gels left. I had basically packed 1,500 calories in each vest plus the water. So I was like, cool, I'll be good. And then I kind of had to just completely reassess what to do. I had to use all aid station stuff basically.
I was going to say, what do they have at the aid stations? Is it the goo stuff that you could use? Or is it more like that smorgasbord of stuff that you guys always talk about?
I think there was gels and stuff, but I only
our station didn't have any gels.
There might not have been gel. I didn't really look,
there
honestly.
Wasn't really any gels.
Mostly there's fruit and stuff. There was
there's
oranges,
oranges,
yeah.
quesadillas, grilled cheese,
yeah,
potatoes, cookies, crackers, I don't know what else. Candy,
potato chips,
pretzels.
Potato chips are good because they have the salt. So the first aid station, I just grabbed a cup of potatoes, honestly, and that was kind of to get me through to the midway point, and then I could figure it out there. So I got there, I wanted to change my shirt and all that. So Aaron filled up the bladder. I changed my shirt, took off my long pants because I was sweating at that point because it was 60 degrees now, and got some stuff together and started heading out. And I get a quarter mile down the trail and realize I left my bib at the car and had to turn all the way around and go back.
Oh, God.
Meanwhile, somebody comes to meet me and misses a turn on the trail, and we miss each other. And now I'm back at the car. The bib's not there, and Aaron's not there in the middle of the woods. And I'm like,
so
what is going on?
You were at a very good place mentally right then.
Oh, yeah. No, I was pretty pissed off at that point, honestly, with everything. Not at her, but just at everything going wrong again. And I was like, I was there for over a half an hour just at that spot. Or
yeah, I mean, between
close to a half an hour.
the time, you have to think, because he reset, which probably took him 15 minutes.
Yeah, because I changed my socks.
Which that would have been fine because that's kind of a normal reset. But then, especially at a halfway point, but then he ran a quarter mile, or even maybe a little further than a quarter mile, and then had to come back and then redo that quarter mile. So in total, between all of that, I mean, even if the quarter mile took him 8 minutes to do each direction, that's a total of 24 minutes there.
Yeah, because I only really walked there because I was eating stuff, so I was just taking my time walking
so
to digest.
Altogether, he lost just over a half hour between the stop
with
and
all
then,
the stuff
and with everything going on.
Yeah,
and then I cried again.
Yeah, and then I left, and
oh,
I was like,
my God!
And with everything that happened, I didn't grab everything I wanted. I wanted to grab more stuff, and I didn't. I wanted to pack my jacket, and I didn't. And I was like, all right. So I kept going. I was feeling okay. I wasn't feeling great. Mile 30, I was still okay. Around 35, all of a sudden it just started going. The wheels started coming off a little bit. So I got to that aid station, and they actually had turkey hoagies, which were very good.
Oh, nice.
But we'll hear later the aid station got stolen. Unfortunately.
I cannot.
Yeah. So I had some chips and stuff like that. So when I got there, I really needed calories because I was just kind of running on fumes. So I pounded down probably 400 or 500 calories just at that aid station. And I was like, all right, I'm going to walk for 20 minutes because I just ate a turkey hoagie and and potato chips. So I'm like, I don't really want to start running yet.
Yeah, you can't run. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, let me walk for a bit. We'll settle everything down and we'll start running again. And it just like nothing was working. I got to about mile 40 and like my legs were just done. Like done. I was doing like 20-minute miles. I'm like, all right, what is going on? Like, it's like, it's just a bad spot maybe. So I gave myself like time. Like actually at one point there was like a hill. I sat on the hill. I was like, I'm going to sit here for like 5 minutes, reset, and we'll,
get in the right headspace.
Just get right in the headspace. Yeah. So I got back up. I was like, all right, for the next 2 miles, I hit like a mile marker on my watch. I was like, all right, I know what I need to do to finish under the cutoff. So for the next 2 miles, if I can hit that time, I'll be good. And I couldn't even push.
He was chasing cutoffs at that point. Was part of the problem.
Well, I mean, I would have made the cutoff to get. I was chasing the end.
You would have made that cutoff, but then you would have, at the pace you were currently going.
That's what I was trying to explain. Yeah.
No, I was just saying that you were chasing cutoffs at that point.
I didn't want. I would have ended up finishing close to 15 hours at the pace I was going, which means I would have been dragging people through the woods an hour after the cutoff. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. So I'm like, if I can't get to the pace I want to get to finish under the 14 hours, then I got to drop. But my legs weren't even working.
And you have to cross before 8:06 to be considered an official finisher.
So I was like, all right. There was a aid station at 44. Yeah. So I think I called you and just told you to meet me there. And I was just basically like trying to figure out if I was going to be able to continue or not. And I just was like, I gave everything I had just to get to that 44-mile mark. I couldn't even, like, I had nothing left. Like, my legs had nothing left. Like, physically, like, everything else, like wind and everything, like, I had no problem with that. Like, and I was just mentally done because my legs went. And I was like,
also, your toe was disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, my toe was rough, my feet were rough, but I mean, I could have gotten through.
That toe would have been way worse.
Yeah, I mean, it would have popped or whatever. But...
Oh, God.
Do you think he purposely does this so that we have to be exposed to the toe? Do you think it's like the long con for him to torture us with a toe?
It has nothing to do with him actually wanting to accomplish 55 miles.
Yeah.
It's all about the toe.
It's all about the toe.
I mean, it's like, when I like figuring out what went wrong later on, I think a lot of it was I don't know if it was electrolytes maybe, and like maybe salt and stuff.
You cramped. I mean, this from my side, and I like not volunteering stuff, but just generally, when I did this and when we did this in 2019, we were in way better running shape. Granted, we've done a ton of elevation this year and we've done a ton of different types of training and we've hiked a lot, but we have not done these trails in a long time. And as flat as they are, they're not as easy as it's just a flat, easy trail.
It's very sandy.
Sand.
Yeah, it's very sandy.
So your calves have to do a lot of work. And honestly, I don't know that we realized that we probably should have trained more on these trails. I mean, not we. He should have maybe trained more on these trails because the sand is kind of a different kind of game changer. And the thing about the end of this race is he still had the hardest part of the sand to go.
The sandiest part of the race.
The sandiest part of the race is those last 10 miles where I literally was cursing and saying, F you stand through the whole 10 miles, like screaming into the woods.
And that's where you said that's where you guys used to just do your like training runs and stuff.
So as much as we are like trained for elevation, and maybe you would think like that would translate to flat, it doesn't necessarily translate to the sand. And I think that this course is harder. And after having listened to other people who have a ton of experience on these trails, like one of the guys who won or was pretty high up there in the placings for her Hainesport 100 said that he's done the 33 miler and he's done the 55 miler and he's never going to do this race again because it is one of the harder races he's ever done, which is just amazing to say, but it's because of the sand. He said that, like, that's the words that came out of his mouth, where like, I've done 100 milers. This race is harder than some of them because of the sand. And because it's strict cutoffs.
Yeah, it is pretty. I mean, you got to average a 15 something to finish in 14 hours, like a 15 something pace. You know? So basically,
and that's pretty fast for a trail run.
Yeah,
a lot of trail runs are like 16 to 18 minute cutoff pace cutoffs, and this one is a 15:50 cutoff, and it's tough.
And honestly, I was under 15-minute miles all the way up until almost mile 38.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was fine. You know, like it was like, you know, from mile 1 to 20, it was between 10:30 and 12.
Yeah.
You know, so it wasn't like anything crazy. I wasn't going super fast. I wasn't going super slow.
I think
it was fine.
People look at the terrain or the flatness of this race and underestimate it. There's a bunch of DNSs, but there were 11 out of 80 people DNF'd. And I think it's because of the strict cutoffs.
Yeah, the cutoffs are tough. Yeah, I don't know. I was just pretty, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It was disappointing because just everything went wrong again. It just is what it is.
I feel like my heart is like, it's almost aching for you guys because you've had such a tough year, like where you've set kind of these lofty goals and there's just been like a struggle with them. And so after all year of that, it's just like one more on top of that.
Yeah, and I honestly don't know how, like, if I had my stuff, would I have made it? I don't know.
If it would have changed, like, if it was kind of more mental or was it more physical?
Yeah, I mean,
was the mentor exasperating the physical?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
if you're in a crappy headspace, then like
it's hard to know. Yeah,
and I'm not trying to like I gotta let it go. Like, but like for me, I'm like, did I forget the vest? Should I have made sure it was in there? And then when I tried to give him his bib, then like we missed each other somehow. And so like all of these things, like I'm like, crap, this is like partly my fault. Like I was so upset. Like I was very upset like the whole time. Like, and if you ask like my friends who are volunteering with Megan and Emily, I was like in a not great place for a little while.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, because when you're doing a race like this and you're crewing, like it's not you just running the race. You're a team doing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
you have
and I knew how much this meant to him.
Yeah.
Like I also knew that this was a big one that he's been working for. I also like when, you know, as his crew and his person, you know, you think to yourself like what I'm trying to work through, like, you know, I want to help him work through it. So like, is it that last weekend? Was it too soon or too close to the race where he did almost 50 miles that weekend? Did he waste his good weekend? Like he had such a great training weekend that weekend. Like, was it just too close to the race? Did he waste his legs that weekend on training and he should have saved them for this? I don't know, but could have gotten as far as he did if he hadn't done all those miles in that weekend. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to know.
I feel like this one's going to be a little harder for us to like, you know, sometimes when we reflect on DNFs, it's like, oh, these are all the things that went wrong. Yeah. This is the lessons we're going to learn from it. I think this one's going to be a little tougher.
2 years ago, I got super sick. So
yeah, I mean that one was
pretty easy to figure out. You know,
well, I know. But I'm just saying, like Tesla Hertz, or
but yeah, like I know exactly what went wrong in Tesla Hertz. We ran rocking the knob.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like this one's there's not a pinpoint.
Yeah, I mean it's like there's this. I don't know. I'm pretty annoyed with this one, and I don't know. I was completely mentally done at 44 miles. Like, it
so
was
mentally
just-
done that you're
yeah.
going to play this video for
Oh
them?
yeah, so
Oh my God.
I was gonna post this to Instagram, but I saved it because this is my ramblings at like mile 43.
Oh my God. It's so sad.
It's-
Get ready to
it's
cry.
amazing.
It's really sad.
This is what happens when you're alone in the woods for like 9 hours.
It is true.
Oh my God.
I'm suffering pretty bad right now. Like mile 41. Just a bad day. But anyway, just want to congratulate all the people doing Run Disney. Whoops. Sorry, I'm in a creepy section of woods. Doing Wine and Dine. Love seeing how happy everyone is there and just finding a love of running and running with each other. And meanwhile, I am suffering terribly alone in the woods. But it is what it is.
Oh
We all
my
make
God.
these choices. Sometimes you just have one of those days, and I feel like I've lost my joy for some of it. I don't know what happened. I wish it wasn't the case. But I don't know. Something's not clicking in my head right now. But I'm just grinding my way to mile 44 so I can meet up with Aaron. See, and there's an aid station there, and just see what happens from there. But keep running and smiling with people. It's fun. Don't let my grumpiness rub off on you. And certainly don't go suffer alone in the woods where the Jersey Devil lives. And I'll
my
kill you or
God.
whatever. I don't know. I'm rambling now because I've been grinding for a long time. Just trying to get where I gotta go.
You know, you're lucky you didn't die because that would have been on your Dateline episode when they talk about how they found you in the woods.
Can I offer a perspective, because that audio recording to me is super inspirational, and I say that because you did something very hard. You prepared a lot for it. You planned, you packed everything, you were ready to go, and you attempted something that's very hard. And you're not scared to do that. I'm scared of something that hard. Like when we've talked in the past about, Tom, you should do an ultra, you should all this stuff, right? Or rocking the knob, you should do the half, whatever. Like, that's terrifying to commit to something that's what you're going to be experiencing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so regardless of the outcome, I feel that that's incredibly inspiring that you can begin a race like that, let alone make 44 miles into it and then call it because you don't want to physically die.
See,
That's what I'm saying. And
See-
I'm going to, that's my silver lining. I think you're amazing.
Yeah, I think
that
I
audio
called
was
it-
haunting. It was haunting. And I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to unhear it, honestly.
He was going to post that to he recorded
I
that.
figured
'cause
I'd save it.
He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'll post that to our story." Like, he's recording it. Like, I'll post this later to our story.
Yeah.
It's being a sad sack.
Well, I mean, I don't know what I'm being like. I was barely coherent at that point.
It was very nice. Like, it sounded like you were lonely because you were like, everyone else has friends, but I'm here alone. And then, like, you were like trying to be nice and inspire people, but you were also like dying. Like, it was like a I'll never let go Jack moment. Like, it was like
I was in a lot of pain at that
God.
point.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, I mean, I called it more because I didn't want to put Vanessa or the sweeper in a position where they had to be out there longer than they needed to be. Like, because I knew physically where I was going to be at. So I knew even if I like in 5 miles or 2 miles or 3 miles, I could have gotten a little bit of my legs back and, gotten some trotting in. But I was never going to be fast enough where I wasn't going to put them in a position where they were going to be over the time.
and it was going to be dark
Yeah. And
it was-
by that time.
It was going to be pitch black, which, whatever. If it was just me going to the finish, in the pitch black, that's different.
Yeah, but the sweepers would have
Yeah.
had to stop because that's what they kept doing. That's
Yeah.
why they kept having to catch up like their pace, because they would find someone who was behind the cutoff, have to stay with that person till they got to the cutoff, and then they had to try and make up their time again. So they would run really fast.
Yeah.
So to get to like back onto the
Their
pace.
pace, yeah. And part of it was probably my experience last time where the pacer got me to my car.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't want to pass out on this guy.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not putting a pacer through that again, or a sweeper through that again.
Yeah.
Because I know where I'm at physically. I know what time is left. I know, like, I did all the I did it on a calculator, like exactly what I needed to do. So it wasn't like it was running math in my head when I was exhausted. Like I put it, down on paper essentially to say, all right, look, I'm not going to be selfish and put somebody through this just so I can walk the next 11 miles, just to say I did it. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. How do you? I mean, it's only a few days later.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I said I wasn't sure whether this was going to be too soon to record this and whether he's fully processed it. But
everybody goes through it at some point. So and generally, I don't have an issue with DNFs. Like, they happen. Like, if you're going to try hard stuff, it's going to happen.
Yeah, he's not one to usually care.
Like, I don't hold on to him. Like, but this one, I don't think I should have DNF'd. That's why I'm annoyed about it, and that's why it's kind of broken me a bit.
Yeah, because I mean, this was one of the goals you talked about at the very beginning of the year.
Yeah.
It's
kind of been
you've
something I wanted
towards.
to finish for a while. So it's like, it's just one of those things, And
You ran along that highway in Florida for nothing.
For no reason whatsoever. Yeah. I mean, I have no issue like signing up for other races or looking forward to other things. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I may do it solo sometime or something like that, just for me. But I don't know that I could do the race. I would definitely volunteer it because, that's super fun too. So,
Yeah. Do you think it was weather at all too? Because I mean, it was, I don't know. Like, I feel like when it transitions to cold is fine, but I feel like for some reason it went from like kind of warm when you were running into frigid. And I don't know. That kind of
the
impacts
weather was
me
actually
sometimes.
great. I gotta say, the morning being a little cold was rough, like on my back. Like, I have this, like, my lower back gets super tight sometimes if it's too cold out when I'm running. Like, so maybe like the first couple hours I had that, but like it was like 60 degrees or 55 degrees the rest of the day. It was like sunny skies. It was so nice out. I mean, it was a nice day in the woods, at least.
Yeah.
I can say that. It was a nice day in the woods. Yeah. It was nice out there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I would run the race itself again at this point. I think I need some time. Also, I don't know that it fits in our schedule next year, but I would definitely volunteer it and be part of it because I love the event.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes like having something like that, like forgetting something, like it just kind of puts you off, and then that sets like a weird kind of like
that was my concern through the whole thing, is that even though he had some issues physically, once you're not there mentally, like sometimes even if you're physically hurting, if you're mentally in the game, you can work through some of that physical stuff.
Yeah.
But if you are physically hurting and then you're also already in a bad mental space, like all of it's going to go downhill, and you're not going to be able to conquer the my legs hurt, I can get through this feeling. It's like my legs hurt, everything went wrong, this sucks. And that's where my guilt came in.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it happens. I remember like when I did the Baltimore 10 miler earlier this year, I brought my belt, but I left my water bottles in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
and I had to carry
And mentally, you had to,
like a Gatorade bottle, like filled with water, like the whole race. It throws you off. Like, and that was like a fifth of the distance.
But it completely changes your mindset. And
No, I agree. That's why and then I was like trying to picture where it was in the apartment. We came home and it was like literally right like at the outdoor area where everything else was. I don't know how we missed it. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much you could do about it.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
So it is what it is.
The thing is, I didn't realize there was a fourth bag put together. I thought there was only the 3 bags that we had put together the night before. I didn't realize there was a fourth one, and then it didn't click, and it just got missed. It was just is what it is.
I mean, it happens. It happens, and you know.
Well, real quick before we move on, I don't want to spend like a ton more time on this, but just the volunteer experience. I will say, for my part, besides all the Michael stuff, to make a race like this function takes way more than I could have ever imagined. A one-way race into the middle of the woods where half people don't even get service is a challenge. And I will say that when I ran this 2 years ago, I probably would have had no idea the amount of logistics that go behind it. Because as a runner, you hide all of that, like behind the scenes. Like you don't want the runners to see how tough it is for you. Like that you almost may have run out of water, but you didn't run out of water because there's people running around trying to make sure that that doesn't happen. And like you forgot pots and pans to give to one of your aid stations. So they improvised and they used foil pans to make grilled cheese and quesadillas, which is what we had to do.
I mean, when you were running the race, you were too busy winning to notice anything.
Yeah.
This is true.
Beyond that, though, no, seriously, like our goal as volunteers is to make sure that when they come into our aid station that they are able to refill quickly, that they're able to have the food that they want, they are able to grab and go, that whatever they need, you're able to help them. And as a runner, you're kind of in and out so quick, you sometimes don't realize how much work goes into this volunteering stuff. And I think that after this weekend, even more so than my other volunteering experiences, I have a much deeper appreciation because the text chain alone to try and figure out who is still out on course, who is DNF'd, what bib numbers might still be where, has this bib number come through? No one has seen this bib number in a while. What's happening here? What's happening there? Like, it's just amazing. And Michael alluded to it earlier. One of the aid stations they were dropped their cooler and all of their food and all of their supplies, and they got there a little later than when it got dropped. And somebody had come and stolen everything from the aid station.
That's unbelievable.
It was dropped onto the side of the road, and someone decided that they wanted to help themselves to literally everything that the aid station was supposed to provide.
So Aaron, quick question before we move on. What's your guilt like now in that there's a pretty well-documented situation where you got real nasty with an aid station worker? Are we saying that your perspective has changed in such a way that you might harbor some guilt now?
Oh gosh, we actually had this conversation at my aid station. Now, because I think that as a person who's been in both situations, I think because one of the things that happened was at our aid station was there was somebody who wasn't as experienced in like the trail racing stuff, and so like they kept saying stuff like good luck or have a great, like they were saying things that were encouraging or what they thought was encouraging. But at mile 28, like there's a point that like the runners are at where like, especially when you're kind of towards the back of the pack, where like the encouragement needs to change in the way it's said. Like they're not as in a positive place anymore. So the language needs to change a little. It just needs to be like, you're doing great, just keep going. Like it's instead of being like, good luck, like you've come so far. Like I don't like, it's just like a different mindset and like the way you say things kind of, because she's like, I keep saying stuff and they keep giving me dirty looks.
Well, plus a lot of times you just don't want to hear anything. Like even when I got to Washington aid station, which was the one that the stuff got stolen, which is like mile 38 or
30,
whatever.
yeah, 35.
They're all like super experienced people. Like they were like, I came out of the woods and you come down the road and then back into the woods, but I came out of the woods, I'm coming down the road and they're like super cheering and everything. And like at that point I was just not like in that
Not
place.
having it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's hard to know because some people it helps, some it doesn't.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know,
I feel like once you're past, like, even in a marathon, once you're past, like, say, like the 18-mile mark, because 18 miles feels like a lot of, that's like a lot of people's mark for hitting a wall.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like once you're past there, like the encouragement level or the like language at an aid station just like sometimes is like when you say at mile 18, you're almost there and you're like, there's still 8 miles. What do you mean you're almost there? Like that, like it's different.
Yeah. Like saying you're halfway done and there's 28 miles to go is like,
I did talk about that the one time that I was mean to an aid station, and I don't stand behind that. I still believe that I should not have been that mean, but I also, as a run, like I'm being on both sides of it, I could see like as people were coming in really cranky, you had to like temper the way you talk to them. You weren't like, what can I do? You're doing great. You have to like be like, hey, do you need something from us?
Yeah, it's okay to ask like how you feeling. You know, here's what you got coming up ahead. How's it going?
The most common question we were asked was how far to the next aid station.
Yeah, generally,
I would say 95% of the people who came into our aid station, their first question into the aid station was how far to the next aid station.
Yeah, because you have to remember.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's not like every 4 miles there's an aid station.
Yeah.
Because where you're at in different places, like the next aid station was like 8 miles away.
Some of them were like 9 miles away. Some of them were 6 miles away. Some of them were out. So the hours was 6 miles from the last and 6.4 to the next.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Interesting. Well, I feel like we transitioned away from the stuff being stolen kind of weirdly. Like what? What happened? Like.
I don't know.
Like, what did they have to do? Like, how did they replace the stuff?
Well, Vanessa called a hoagie place and had hoagies brought. Like, and the guy, when I went to there and to talk to them, because there's also like we were trading coolers because like the aid stations that were done, like we were stopping at the aid stations that were later if they still needed stuff that we still had left over. And there was an aid station that ran out of water a couple times because of just where they were positioned. I think it was just a lot of people were using their station as a full bladder refill, which is a lot of water when you're filling a bladder. And so I had moved on to the aid station right after, which is the one we're talking about. And they had little hoagies out. And I'm like, oh, where did these hoagies come from? And they were like, because our aid station was stolen. I was like, what?
Oh my God.
And so they had stolen their cooler with like their grilled cheese, like their cheese and their like bacon and all the stuff that they had in there. And Vanessa had a hoagie delivery. Like literally they delivered it straight to the aid station where the like hoagie guy got out of his delivery truck and was like, is this where I'm supposed to be?
Oh my God.
Because it's on the side of the road in the middle of absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, there's no like houses or anything near it. It's like in the middle of nothing.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh God. It was good though. It hit the spot at that time. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. There's a lot of like great stories probably. I mean, we're running long. I'm not going to get into them, but like, you know, there was a 78-year-old woman out there who I mean, she was just so adorable. I saw her at Evans Bridge again, which was the mile 44, and she gave me a great big hug and told us, because she was cold when she came in, we gave her a bunch of hand warmers, and she was like, "You saved my race." I don't know that I could have gotten through it. I was so cold, and those hand warmers, they just saved my entire race, because we had her take off her shoes and put them underneath her feet because she was saying how she couldn't feel her feet anymore because they were so cold.
Oh, wow.
I know, we were worried, but yeah, she came and gave me a big hug. It was so sweet. So yeah, it was a really, I would recommend, if you ever get a chance to go volunteer at a trail race, it's super fun. Just the whole community in general is super fun.
Yay. Well, I mean, it didn't work out the way you wanted to, but 44 is still a lot of miles in the sand. So,
yeah, that it is.
Yeah.
That it is.
so we're proud of you.
Yeah, we are. Do we want to do something good?
Sure.
Nothing is good.
Oh gosh.
Nothing is good.
Yeah, Michael and I have had a hard week, I guess, huh?
Well, yeah, but I'd say your week was worse. All I did was DNF a race. Your car got broken into. It's two different things.
I mean, equally traumatic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Traumatic in different ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
I don't know. I have something good. And in true fashion, it's something I loved and Michael hates. Because I still don't understand. Like, something just can't be nice. So there's a new Christmas movie on Netflix called Love Hard. It was just mindless and cute and fun and Christmassy, and filled with joy. So Michael all over it.
I thought it was adorable.
You did
I
like
think
it.
it's
Yeah, I
so
thought it was
cute.
adorable.
I thought it was cute. And there's a plot twist that I had not watched any trailers for the movie. So I wasn't exactly sure what it was about. Just somebody was like, hey, check out this new Netflix one. And so when it happened, I audibly was like, like I didn't see it coming at all.
I'm gonna have to know which one it is.
Like a magic trick.
No,
on
it's
stage.
the main thing of what the movie's
Oh,
about.
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Like I did not know that's what the movie was about.
Oh, okay.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
Yeah, if you don't see a preview.
Yeah,
that's
I'd
good.
seen a
Yeah.
trailer already,
Yeah.
so I knew
Yeah.
ahead of time.
And I was just excited because it's got the teen boy from Never Have I Ever
Oh,
playing
yes.
his actual age,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
which
there you go.
freaked me out.
Yeah.
And Harry Shum was in it. I like that.
Yeah.
Like Harry Shum. So.
And he sang.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I can. It hasn't come out yet, but today because we were talking about like Christmas movies, and
Is this
I was
like when I did the Snyder cut?
yeah,
Never-
I don't
never
care.
watched it?
I'm gonna use it.
You've
No,
done
but I'm
it
gonna.
at least
but-
3 times where you've
But we're
done
gonna.
that.
But we're going to watch this one. The Princess Switch 3.
Oh, yeah.
Comes out
okay.
in,
I'm down for
and
that.
I looked
Yeah.
up after because we watched Love Hard, and another podcast we listened to, the broadcast, does Christmas movie watching, and they were asking what Christmas movies. So I recommended Love Hard, and then I looked up on Google like what movies are coming out to Netflix or like out on streaming, and I saw that one of our favorites, the Princess Switch, is coming back
Wow.
for a third go around. It's like the Christmas Prince, but
Yeah.
this is like this Princess Switch.
Yeah,
it's
that's
another-
It's like the
What's her
Prince and the
name?
Pauper.
Yeah, it's another like zany, stupid. How many times can Vanessa Hudgens be in the same movie as many different characters?
Oh, her accents are amazing too.
Oh my god!
Have you
I
guys
cannot
watched
wait.
it?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
I
Yes.
can't. Ugh. I don't know if that's better or the princess or what is it? A Prince
Oh.
for Christmas is
The
better.
Christmas Prince.
Yeah.
The cinematic universe that is the Christmas Prince.
Yes. Yeah. That
Where
was pretty
she's-
amazing. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's
Where
amazing.
she's like a reporter and her like
Yes.
notes
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
reporter are like,
Uh-huh.
is this suspicious? Question mark. Like,
I think we talked about
Oh
that.
my
look at her
God.
laptop.
Yes.
Oh, so good.
So,
So good.
I was excited to see that was on the list of things that are forthcoming on. I believe it's November 18th, guys, right before my birthday.
There you go.
I'm gonna watch it for my birthday.
Yeah.
Oh man, so I do have something good because it's that season again. It is Harry Potter
Oh my god,
Oh my
Yes.
god.
kill me, kill me.
and Albus Dumbledore.
What is
They
this?
sounded
Why?
identical.
So we're doing our Harry Potter rewatch.
Oh my god.
And it's so good. I love it so much.
I decided I'm gonna do the reread too.
I'm not doing that. That's too much work. I'll rewatch the movies though, and then at Christmas I'll rewatch the
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings films.
Yep.
Yeah. So right now we have 2 Deathly Hallows to go, and
Yeah.
we'll be finished. I
Yeah, we watched them
Love
quick
those
this
so much,
this
yeah.
time.
Yep.
Yeah, they're
So-
so great.
Yeah. It's so good. So good.
Yeah.
All right, sticking with the holiday theme, and just disclaimer, we're not skipping Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is near and dear to my heart. I will still be full of stuffing, but I
Right.
love the holidays, and I specifically love holiday music. There is an album by Ingrid Michaelson called Songs of the Season, which I downloaded, and it's put me into an immediate good mood. We're actually going to see Ingrid Michaelson play at the Kennedy Center in December, so excited for that. But holiday music is awesome. Specifically, this is a good album. She's got a lot of guests on this album, so check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could have used the turkey gobbler as my something good. I had one for the first time this
Oh, did
season
you?
the other day.
Damn, I'm gonna have to have
Oh.
one soon.
Yeah, Monday.
The Wawa Gobbler.
Oh gosh.
Oh man.
Turkey
Oh, yeah.
gobbler. Gobble
I don't know
gobble.
what that is.
Legit.
Is
Oh.
that is it a sandwich?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Yes.
hoagie that has
I don't know what
it's hot
it
tur-
is.
All
it's
right.
hot turkey sandwich with gravy and stuffing inside of it,
Cranberry
and then cranberry
sauce.
sauce on top of it, and it's all in a hoagie.
Yeah, Tom, for someone
It's
who's
warm and
all about
delicious.
Thanksgiving and pushing your Thanksgiving agenda on all of us, you don't know what the gobbler is? Like, it's been a thing for like 10 years.
Plus, it's been for longer than people realize.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end. And I just want to remind everybody to like, subscribe, rate, and review. Please leave reviews on either Apple or Podcast Addict. We love that. Share the podcast with your friends and tell everybody. We have a ton of new people in the community that are checking us out. So please, we'd love to hear from you. All right. So this is Tom. And for Aaron, Michael, and Diana, I will just remind you, in the spirit of Michael, that even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. That's Victor Hugo from Les Mis.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he wrote Les Mis.
I thought it was Dumbledore.
It's not Dumbledore.
Harry Potter. It's Dumbledore.
God, it sounds nothing like him.
I hope I
at all.
inspired everybody with
Goodbye.
my joyous
Goodbye.
running.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Oof.
Tom put his mic down.
Oh, did we start?
Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm writing my jingle for Only Yam. Stop it.
Well, I thought you had that done already.
I was at work. And then I was at the gym. I've rehearsed it in my head. I could just go off the top.
Can you?
Can you?
Have you seen him go off the head?
Oh my God.
Oh, I gotta take my shoes off. Oh, I should put my toe on camera.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you
I'm
should.
in a bad mood. I do not need that tonight.
Oh God.
Oh, God. He's going to take it out.
Let me
Guys,
see.
please.
Give me
stop.
that. Give me
I
that.
can't. It's
Where-
so
Can't
gross.
see it.
I can't.
Get it up here. Get that yam. Get that
Oh my
yam.
God. Oh, my God. Look at Jack. Jack's like, what the is he doing?
Oh, Michael.
Oh, God.
I'm just saying, is it worth it?
I feel like your
It's
shoes
not.
don't fit properly.
Your
My shoes are fine.
is
It's
your
just,
toe box just all jacked up?
My feet were pretty rough that day.
All right,
All right,
3,
all right, all
2, 1.